You back the blue until it happened to you or your cousin or your neighbor or your best friend or your lover. This is what's going on in all the jails across America. From Georgia to Indiana, inmates left dead by jailers to die in deplorable, inhumane conditions. This week, 2 horrendous cases of inmates dying inside American jails have shocked and horrified millions of people. In Georgia last September, a man was found dead in his cell, his body riddled with sores, and his lawyer said he was eaten alive by bed bugs while incarcerated. In Indiana, a man suffering from schizophrenia died of dehydration and malnutrition in 2021 after spending 20 straight days in solitary confinement while suffering from severe psychosis, according to a family lawyer. The terrible and inhumane circumstances that preceded the deaths of 2 men, both of whom were clearly in need of medical attention for weeks, yet ignored, have further exposed the deplorable and unhygienic conditions inmates throughout the U.S. population industrial complex are forced to endure. In both instances, the incarcerated 29-year-old, oh my God, these were not old men. 29-year-old Indiana resident Joshua McLemore and 35-year-old Georgia resident LaShawn Thompson had yet to be convicted of any crime. This did not prevent them from being jailed until their conditions deteriorated to the point of no return. While McLemore was white and Thompson was black, their captors, also white and black, treated them with the same cruel indifference they would any working-class person suffering under their care. According to a prisonpolicy.org, the U.S. jails more people per capita than any other nation, at a staggering rate of 565 per 100,000 residents. As of 2023, between the thousands of federal, state, and local tribal justice systems, there's no justice, it's a joke. Prisonpolicy.org found that nearly 2 million people in the U.S. are currently incarcerated across 1,566 prisons, 98 federal prisons, 3,116 jails, 1,323 juvenile correction facilities, 181 immigration detention facilities, and 80 Indian County jails, as well as military prisons, civilian commitment centers, and state psychiatric hospitals, and prisons in the U.S. territories. One of the jails most notorious for its mistreatment of inmates in the U.S. is the crowded Fulton County Jail located in Atlanta, Georgia. On June 12, 2022, LaTon Thompson was charged and detained inside the jail on a simple battery charge, according to his family attorney, Michael Harper. 3 months later, on September 12, 2022, Fulton County Jail staff declared Thompson dead in his cell. Although, according to Harper, the officer who found Thompson dead was unsure the last time anyone had seen him alive. In a statement published on Wednesday, Harper revealed that he had obtained records showing that the jail staff knew Thompson was deteriorating, but did nothing to administer aid or to help him. Harper continued, they literally watched his health decline until he died. When his body was found, one of the detention officers refused to administer CPR because, in her words, she's freaked out. Harper wrote that the cell Mr. Thompson was housed in was not fit for a diseased animal. He did not deserve this. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. And then it said, speaking at a press conference Thursday, Harper called for a criminal investigation into Thompson's death. The lawyer provided disturbing pictures showing Thompson's emaciated body covered in sores and bugs. His cell was filthy, covered in debris and refuse, which is piss and poop. There's no excuse for a mentally ill inmate to be left in alone in a jail, abandoned to die. Refuting claims from jail staff that they had checked on Thompson's condition every 2 hours, Harper said there's no way this man was being monitored every 2 hours. It seemed like he wasn't being monitored for months. Speaking at the same press conference, Brad McCree, Thompson's brother, called for a full investigation for the death of his sibling. No inmate should be housed in those conditions, McCree said, reflecting on the pictures released showing the state of his brother was in, starved and riddled with sores. I thought about Emmett Till comparing those photos. It was heartbreaking and hard to look at. That's what he looked like. As of this writing, no police or jail staff have been charged with the crime. That's unbelievable. That's unbelievable. Harper has yet to file a lawsuit. However, the Fulton County Sheriff's Office released a statement Thursday claiming that a full investigation into Thompson's death inside the cell was going on and that the health of well-being and security of our inmates is our top priority. Obviously, it's not. Obviously, it's not your top priority. Just for a small caveat here, you know, I have a warrant in Ironton, Ohio. When I was peacefully protesting in the city building there, they decided to arrest me wrongfully and charge me with resisting arrest. And so then when I was, and trespassing. So then when I was taken to jail, a good Samaritan came down and bonded me out. And I paid him back his money. And then when I continued to film police, they then tried to have a bond hearing to revoke my bond to put me in the Lawrence County jail. And now for all of my friends in Ironton, Ohio, now you know why I left. They're killing people in jails left and right. That's why I have a warrant in Ohio, but the federal civil rights case is still ongoing. And when they settle in Ironton, the charges will be dropped. I'll get my bond money back and I'll return to Ironton, Ohio. So those empty words are betrayed by the dead bodies. Last year, the Southern Center for Human Rights found that there were at least 10 deaths inside the Fulton County Jail in 2022. In an article released November 9th, 2022, uncontained outbreaks of lice, scabies leave people at Fulton Jail dangerously malnourished. Then the Southern Center for Human Rights revealed that during a September outbreak, 100% of the people held in one unit had lice, scabies, or both. The documents obtained by the Southern Center for Human Rights through an open records request showed that the outbreak occurred in the units that house people diagnosed with mental illness requiring treatment, the unit where Thompson was held. Reviewing the documents from the Southern Center of Human Rights also found that 90% of the people in the unit had not been completing their activities of daily living, including showering, dressing, getting out of bed, walking, and using the toilet, or receiving essential medications. The report further medical findings showed that over 90% of the affected people significantly malnourished, clear signs of, anybody know how to say that? Cachexia, a waist syndrome leading to the loss of muscle and fat. So that's what that is. It's a waist syndrome leading to the loss of muscle and fat, often seen in people with late stage cancer. Emphasis in original. So I don't know how to say it, but it's cachexia. The atrocious conditions at Fulton County Jail are not unique. In a lawsuit filed Wednesday, the estate of Joshua McLemore accused Jackson County, Indiana Sheriff Chris Everhart and Jackson County Jail Commander Scott Ferguson, as well as medical staff and Advanced Correctional Healthcare Incorporated, of leaving the 29-year-old alone in a windowless cell without access to a bathroom or sink for 20 days before he died of dehydration and malnutrition. So then how come Chris Everhart and Scott Ferguson are not charged with murder or neglect? Why aren't these two pigs right here charged? Put a 1 in the chat if Chris Everhart and Commander Scott Ferguson should both be charged with crimes. They let the man die. So why aren't these guys charged? Why aren't these guys charged? I don't know why. I mean, I don't see what the deal is. If there's a jail commander and a guy died there, charge him with murder. The buck stops with him. They're supposed to charge him. As well as medical staff and Advanced Correctional Healthcare Incorporated of leaving the 29. Okay. According to the lawsuit, McLemore graduated from Long Beach High School in Long Beach, Mississippi, and attended Mississippi State University. He enjoyed reading, playing chess, video games, watching sports. Joshua was raised by Rhonda McLemore, a single mother and a veteran of the U.S. Navy who died this past December, some 16 months after losing her son. The lawsuit notes Joshua started having problems in high school, including drug abuse, and he was eventually diagnosed with schizophrenia. While McLemore received an inpatient treatment that allowed him to experience periods of relative stability that allowed him to work and enjoy his life, he struggled with drugs and schizophrenia, eventually moving to Indiana in November of 2020. In July of 2021, Joshua's mother was anxious because she could not reach her son after trying multiple times to call and text him. Eventually, the apartment manager where Joshua lived went to check on him and found him naked on the floor in his bedroom, confused and incoherent, at which point they called for an ambulance. Medical personnel were supposed to transfer him to the hospital. During the ambulance ride, medical technicians noticed the obvious signs of mental distress McLemore was exhibiting, which included speaking incoherently and trying to chew on the seatbelt restraint and the rail of the stretcher. Upon arriving at the hospital, according to the lawsuit, McLemore continued to show signs of extreme mental distress, including at one point barking like a dog. During initial examination, McLemore acknowledged having used methamphetamines recently. Medical records indicate McLemore had previously seen at the hospital for psychosis and drug use. After being at the hospital for roughly 30 minutes, the lawsuit notes that a nurse found McLemore lying on the floor of his room naked. When the nurse went up to McLemore and tapped him on the shoulder to tell him to get back to his bed, McLemore reacted by pulling her hair. Oh, so now he's got to go to jail right there. A crazy person, forgive me, I'm not trying to be rude to people who are crazy, but someone who's mentally ill pulled a nurse's hair and he's barking like a dog. And so if you're a pig, you're a hammer, everything is a nail. And so now he's got to go to jail. We got to put him in jail. There was a big debate over whether or not Trump had to go through the jail. Why do you got to go to jail? Why do you got to go to jail? Why do you have to go to a fucking dungeon? A security guard who was also an off-duty cop witnessed Joshua grab the nurse's hair and ordered McLemore, who's crazy, not to touch her and to stay in his bed. McLemore complied. The lawsuit notes no further incidents occurred. This did not prevent the off-duty cop from calling other police and placing McLemore under. All cops are scum. Do you understand that? Put a 1 in the chat if you understand that all cops are scum. Put a 1 in the chat if you understand that this right here, you can see that where I'm pointing. This did not prevent the off-duty pig from calling other pigs and putting the guy who barks like a dog under arrest. He was essentially kidnapped from the hospital, transported in nothing but his underwear to Jackson County Jail, where he would eventually die. I mean, come on. Come on. When McLemore arrived at the jail on July 20th, 2021, the staff did not conduct an intake medical or mental health screening. So they don't know if he needs pills every day. Despite that fact, McLemore had just been in the emergency room. In fact, during McLemore's nearly 3 weeks in the jail, no one sought to obtain his medical record, prescription health care. Instead, the staff shoved McLemore into a room known as padded cell number 7, where he would remain in extreme isolations for the next 20 days. And there he is, where he dies, being eaten alive by bed bugs. No clothing. He's crazy. He's barking like a dog. Padded cell number 7, or pad 7, does not have any windows, beds, or seats. The bathroom in the cell is blocked by a door that was locked virtually the entire time McLemore was incarcerated, forcing the deeply disturbed man to urinate and shit on the same floor of which he slept and ate. The fluorescent lights were kept on in the cell 24 hours a day. And in violation of every jail policy in the United States, McLemore was not even allowed 1 hour a day. So why aren't people being arrested? Why isn't the jail captain arrested? Despite being formally placed under medical observation, no medical monitoring of McLemore was ever conducted, requiring observation logs that were supposed to document McLemore's state and activities every 15 minutes stopped being filled out after 7.5 days. McLemore's severe psychosis and urgent need for medical attention was clearly evident. An investigation by the jail staff following his death confirmed that during the 20 days McLemore was incarcerated for, he slept a total of 15 hours. Most of his waking hours, according to the lawsuit, were spent staring into space, randomly gesticulating, playing with his food, rolling around in the trash, smearing his shit, eating paper, randomly twisting his body into various contortions, chewing styrofoam, and attempting in vain to look out the covered window of the door. Despite the fact McLemore never exhibited any violent or aggressive behavior while in jail, the staff never let him out of his cell except on 4 occasions. And on each of those occasions, he was placed in severe restraints. During his nearly 3 weeks in jail, McLemore barely ate or drank, losing nearly 45 pounds. It was not until August 8th, after jailers witnessed McLemore unable to drink without the assistance of a nurse, that they decided to call an ambulance. But look how they treated him when they called an ambulance. Look at that. However, before getting the urgent medical care he needed, the jailers had to cover up their criminality by cleaning the filthy cell in which he wallowed for weeks and wash McLemore, who'd been covered in his own urine and shit. The rush cleanup job delayed McLemore receiving care by several hours. Despite the effort of the police, the lawsuit noticed that when EMT arrived at the jail to transport McLemore, they noticed that his cell smelled like old urine and blankets and was covered in urine. There was urine all over the floor. Once he arrived at the emergency department in Seneca Medical Center, doctors diagnosed him with hypoxia, lack of oxygen in body tissue, and encephalopathy, brain damage. I don't know how to say it. Acute renal failure, hypertremia, too much sodium in the blood, indicative of severe hydration, and rhabdomyolysis, a breakdown in muscle tissue from electrolyte imbalance or long-term lack of use. So because he didn't move his arms and legs, he got this condition called right there. And so McLemore's condition was so critical, he had to be transported to Mercy West in Cincinnati, where he arrived on August 9th, intubated and sedated. So he arrived there on the 9th. On August 10th, McLemore's condition continued to deteriorate. He was comatose and put on life support, with his mother making the decision later that evening to pull her son off life support, and Joshua McLemore died later that night. Following McLemore's death, the Indiana police conducted an investigation. Stop right there. Hold the phone. Hold on a minute. Everybody stop. Put a 1 in the chat if the investigation is going to go nowhere. If nobody's going to be charged, if nothing is going to happen. When you allow pigs to investigate pigs, nothing is going to change. As long as you and I, in every city, state, and town in America, continue to allow pigs to investigate filthy pigs, nothing's going to come of it. Zero. So the Indiana State Police, this is like the BCI of Ohio. It's like the Tennessee Bureau of Investigations. They're all the same. And sent the results to Jackson County prosecuting attorney. Oh, Jeff, this guy, Jeff, we're going to call him tomorrow. In deciding against pressing any charges against any jail staff, Fant wrote that while McLemore likely died to prolonged lack of attention by Jackson County Jail as a group, no single person committed an act or omission that constituted a crime. What a load of shit. Put a 1 in the chat if they would take all 250 people here, if we did that to one person, and they would charge each and every one of us. Imagine if that was your kid, man. 35-year-old man, 29-year-old man dying from what? Dehydration. What? Yeah. How do you die?
Sorry, iPack main line is not available. Record your message at the tone. When you are finished, hang up or press pound for more options.
My name is Jose DeCastro. I've got a fairly popular YouTube channel called Delete Laws, and we're just covering that you guys watched a guy die. You watched him die, and then Jeffrey A. Chalfant, they decided not to prosecute any of the jailers because while he was starved to death and thirsted to death, it wasn't the result of one person doing it. So then you charge him with conspiracy, you inept cuck. That's what you do. You charge him with conspiracy to commit murder like you would me and every other person involved in thirsting a man to death. What the wrong with you people? What's wrong with you? You charge every single person at that prison that had any sort of contact with McLemore, you charge the people who were supposed to keep him hydrated. You charge the guards who mopped the floor of the jail. You charge the ones who tried to clean up the mess. You charge all of them. You inept cuck. You're going to burn in hell. I pray to Jesus that you burn in hell forever, you piece of shit. McLemore died of thirst, you son of a... Go f*** yourself. It's unbelievable to me. Unbelievable to me. Unbelievable to me. Here's the number. I mean, you know, let's you know, if people are so inclined, here's the numbers that I called. So this is for Jeffrey A. Chalfant, the guy who said, "Oh, a bunch of them killed him, but we can't say which one, so we're not going to charge any of them." And that's Jackson County, and his number is right there according to the internet. I'm sorry for the language. And then here's the Indiana Prosecutors Council, and here's the numbers that I called there. You guys will put them in the chat. Someone put them in the actual chat in the YouTube channel and on Facebook and on Twitter, so that we can try to get justice for McLemore. It's unbelievable what I just read. The man died of thirst. Here in Vegas, there's so many people who are destitute, who are starving and dying, and I can't help everybody. You know, I can't. I gave away. You know, I do what I do. You know, I give away whatever I can give away and still keep myself afloat. So what I do here in Vegas is I have in my car, and now I've had to take the case out. I'm actually going to get a cooler. When I drive, I hand out bottles of water because there's so many people who will come up and say, "You got any money?" And I'm not going to give everybody money. So I hand out bottles of water. Had I been in the jail, McLemore would be alive today because all he needed was some water. All he needed was some water. But they're not going to charge anybody. They're not going to charge anybody with the murder of McLemore. That's the number to call right there. And Jeff Chalfant is this guy's name. Let's find his Facebook page. I'm going to find his Facebook page. Let me see what we got here. This cuck. He oh my goodness. There's West Virginia. Does anybody got his address? Because here's what I got. Jackson County prosecuting attorney. There he is. Can you guys see this? There he is. There this piece of shit is. Right there. There he is. That guy right there. There's the face of tyranny. There, you're looking at it right there. There's the face of tyranny. That guy right there. This guy covers up murders. This guy protects murderers. That's what he does. He's a public official. So you guys can say here's the link to his Facebook page. That's the face of the guy who kills people. That's the face of the guy who is the face of tyranny. That's him right there. You're looking at him. So let's go back to his Facebook page and see what he's got on here. Stop playing on your phone. How'd you see this anyway? Jeff says. Brett says something. And then said, I was at lunch. Kim Jackson. What else does Jeff have here? What else is going on with Jeff here? He lives in Seymour, Indiana. Jeffrey A. What is it? Chalfant. 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 Seymour, Indiana prosecutor. Oh, here's another one. It's ruled undetermined. So here's his. They got this over here for him. Oh, I see. So I'm trying to find something for you guys. So this is the worst part for me. This is the worst part. Let me pop over here and let you go. So we're on the Facebook page right now. So this to me is the most despicable. So does everybody have his Facebook link? Can someone make sure they put his Facebook link in the real YouTube chat? Put his Facebook link in the real YouTube chat. We should be asking Jeff, why are you covering up? Wouldn't you charge all of us with conspiracy? If we thirsted a man to death and starved him to death, wouldn't you charge us all with conspiracy? If somebody died and someone was in the bathroom and they died and we just cut off all water, then we would all be charged with murder. So why don't they charge the pigs? Because they're pigs. So I want to, and I'm not done with Jeff's Facebook page here. I want to see if there's any, there you go. He's friends with a bunch of cop suckers. He's friends with a bunch of pigs. Look at Jeff. I wonder if blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God. Sorry, David, you're a tyrant thug pig, bro. You're not a peacemaker. You call yourself a law enforcer, jackass. You're not a child of God. You're the devil's son. David, hey, David, you're no child of God. You're the son of Satan. You're a piece of shit, bro. You're the devil, dude. You are the devil. You're evil. Don't say you're the children of God. You're the piece of shit scumbag loser that's ruined our country. You're a piece of shit, bro. You're garbage, dude. You're literally trash. You're literally trash, bro. Sorry, but you are. You're trash, dude. And I mean, look at this. Are you kidding me? You really think you're a child of God, David? You're not, dude. You are the devil on earth. You're what everybody hates. You're the most hated person in America. People are just afraid to tell you, David. They're just afraid to tell you. That's all. Bro. Right now, hundreds of people are watching me inform you. Bro, your desecrated blue stripe terror flag that reads, blessed are the peacekeepers, children of God. No, bro. No. We hate you. You're trash. You're the reason why I have a platform, because of how scummy and what a devil you are to other what a devil you are to humans, because you are Satan's son. Just wanted to let you know. You can find this blurb on my channel. You are literally hated, dude. Hated. Most people are just afraid to tell you. Not me. Pig. There you go, David Ridlin. You're no hero, bro. You're no hero, David. You are the son of Satan, brother. You are the same son of Satan, bro. Son of Satan. That's what you are, dude. That's what you are, David. You are a piece of shit, bro. Oh, here he is in his pig costume. Let's take a look at him in his pig costume. Ooh, David. Yeah, David, you would need that gun because if you didn't have that gun, you would have no chance against a Sigma male. You'd have no chance. You'd get destroyed, bro. But you know what? I'm used to it. So then we're back here. We're back to Jeff Chalant. Let's take a look at Jeff. Oh, here's Jeff. Oh, here's Jeff. Evil. Evil. The face of what evil looks like. Oh, look, Jeff, easy on the Photoshop, bro. We're in our 40s. Come on, man. We're getting old. Too much Photoshop, dude. Just look how you look. He having such a good time while he covers up the murder of McLemore. He covers up the murder. Look at this guy. Oh, dude, good thing we got you, bro. So if you see this guy, just remember he covers up murders. See, this is the thing. People get mad at me because I'm mean to pigs. This guy is covering up the murder. Why does he get to decide that the jailers can starve to death a man, can thirst to death a man, and then he gets to decide that there was no murder? I'm just curious. How's that happen? I'm just wondering how that happens. How does he get to decide that there's no murder when they clearly found a man who was killed, homicide, but he's going to decide that there was no murder because, well, we can't pin it on any one person. Yes, you can. The logs will dictate who had which responsibility on which day. Every time that McLemore's name was on the list for the log, then that person should be charged with conspiracy to commit murder. Jeff, are you unfamiliar with conspiracy to commit murder, Jeff? Is this you know what, Jeff? Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Let's see. Let's see. We're going to ignore that. I'm going to post that anyway. Let's see. So this is Jeff here. Jackson County prosecutor, studied at Indiana University Marr School of Law, went to Winchester Community High School, studied law at DePaul University. So then this guy should know what conspiracy to commit murder is. He should know. He should know. Here's more of Jeff. Oh, Jeff with mom. Hey, mom, are you proud? Your son covers up for murderers. I mean, maybe it's his sister. And his mom's looking good if she's 20 years older than him. But he's covering up for murders. That's what's going on with Jeff. Let's find Jeff Chalant's number. I'll bet we can find it. You know that? What's his name? Oh, Fant. Jeffrey Fant. Sorry, Jeff. Sorry, Jeff. I forgot, man. You're fancy. Jeffrey A. Fant. 655 friends, bro. Disgusting. You are not God's children, pig. You are not, bro. You are scum. You are the best, Jeff. It was awesome to spend Mother's Day with you. Mary. Okay, here we go. Sorry about that. Let me transfer this over here. So this is Mary's Facebook page. This Facebook page is open. Let me share this with you guys. I'm going to ask Mary why her son is covering up the murder of McLemore. Why are they doing that? How come? I mean, here's the thing. These people have got to start to realize that they need to be held accountable, that they should be held accountable just like the rest of us. I'm just going to send the article to her. I'm not going to harass somebody's mom. I'm not into doing that. I'm just going to send the article. And then there's no harassment. I'm not going to harass someone's family member. I'm not going to post on her page. I'm just going to send her the link to the article that says that Jeff is not going to prosecute when everybody knows. But remember, she doesn't care. She's going to think that her son can do no wrong. So let's find that real quick. Just real quick. Let me just pull this up real fast so that we can see it. So where was that article? We have it here. So I'm going to call those prosecutors again tomorrow. Is this where Jeff? So let me pop it in here so you guys can see what I'm doing. I don't want to lose this, so I'll just come back to it. Jeffrey A. Fant. No charges, McLemore. The Fant rules, no criminal charges. Can everybody see this? Can everybody see what I'm looking at? I want to make sure you guys can see this. And I'm going to send this over to his mama, and she can take a look at it. So Fant rules. So when did Fant start ruling? When did he start ruling? When did that happen? How does he rule that no criminal? I thought a grand jury determined that. Last I checked, a grand jury determines no food or liquid for 20 days. There's Joshua McLemore right there. McLemore died in August after weeks in a padded cell in the Jackson County Jail. A prosecutor declined to bring charges against jail staff, but concluded most likely died due to prolonged lack of attention. I mean, what the hell's going on? How the hell do prosecutors get to rule? Shall Fant rules? Since when? What about the grand jury? What about the grand jury? Listen, I want to follow this down tomorrow. Who's down? Who's down? Put a 1 in the chat. Who's down? Who's down to chase down Jeffrey Chalfant tomorrow? So Chalfant rules. He just rules that I'm not going to bring any charges because, well, I can't. What's the reason why you're not going to bring? What's the reason there's no charges? Why is there no grand jury convened? How come there's no grand jury? Who's willing to do it with me? We're going to go after this guy. We can't allow prosecutors to rule. That is not the job of a prosecutor. The job of a prosecutor is to convene a grand jury. That's what the job of the prosecutor is. There's plenty of evidence that shows there's a murder here. So that's what they're supposed to do. All right. I'm going to get the flock out of here. Thank you guys for coming. I'll see you guys on the next one. Thanks for my TED Talk. Later, Gators.